Right, could you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Matthew Evans. I'm the Chief Exec and one of the founders of Long Course Weekend.
And we're in Pateley Bridge at the moment, and we've got, well, this is the launch day, isn't it, of an exciting event coming next year. Could you just tell us about that
Yes,
event?
the Long Course Weekend, it started in Wales in 2010. We've been in Australia and Holland. We're currently in Belgium, Mallorca, New Zealand, Wales, and now we bring it to North Yorkshire as well. So we're delighted to be here.
And what is the event? Tell us a little bit about what you do and who it's for.
It's a bit like you pick and mix. It's very inclusive. So it's probably one of the only events now that brings swimmers, cyclists, runners and triathletes together. So it's a 3-day event. So the first day will be a swimming event. It's 1.2 miles or 2.4 miles. And then day 2 we move on to the sportive. So it's completely standalone sportive up here in North Yorkshire. A 56 mile or 112 mile option, sorry. And then on the run day, which is the Sunday, marathon day, we have a children's races, we have a 5 kilometre option, we have 10 kilometres, we have a half marathon, and we have a marathon. All the half marathon won't be starting from here, but all other races will be starting from here. But everything will finish down here in Pateley Bridge at the agricultural ground.
And you said, use the term sort of pick and mix then. So if you, just like you're running on your swimming, you can just do that, you can...
Yeah, absolutely. What tends to happen is you'll get people coming down to a 5K or a 10 kilometre and they'll come down and watch it. Then they'll think, oh, next year I'll try a bit of the bike. And then they'll try the swim. And it starts to build and build and build and build until they do the full long course, which is the 2.4 mile swim, the 112 bike and the marathon, red carpet ceremony at the end, and they get a 4th medal which interlocks all the 3 medals. And we name check them all down, and we bring all the children down the red carpet as well. It's quite an incredible ceremony on the Sunday at 4 o'clock. So everyone tends to build towards that. A lot of from beginners, it tends about 6 years. Some do it a lot quicker, some do it straight away. But yeah, it's very, very inclusive weekend.
And you mentioned it already runs in, is it on the west coast of Wales then?
So we run a little village called Tenby on the west coast of Wales, a little bit before Ireland down there in the Pembrokeshire National Park.
I know it, yeah.
But we now bring 10,000 athletes from 44 countries, about 35,000 supporters come down. It's quite incredible. And what's also very important to stress is not just about that one weekend. Whilst that weekend is very busy, the training breaks that come down before it, the groups that come down to train, and more importantly, a lot of people that travel and don't realise this beautiful area. And the amount of places I found myself going to a sports event and going from Norway all the way down, it's you would never have been there before. And that's kind of what this sports tourism does. You know, it's very much a sports tourism product rather than just an event.
And what else do people need to know about it? What haven't we talked about?
Oh, what haven't I talked about? What haven't I talked about? I just really need to stress that it is so relaxed. It's not like a lot of events you turn up and you've trained all year. It is very, yes, you have got your pro athletes, you've got a lot of your first timers. We always ask the first timers to put their hands up, and I think for a lot of people, when they look around and see so many hands in the air, they kind of relax and go, okay, I'm not on my own here as a first timer, everyone's here. But what we then do is we do a lot of the black band scheme, so we work with the community. So we try and get the shops on board, the cafes, the restaurants, to try and push people in and go, and not just here in Pateley Bridge, you know, we want them to travel and look at the area and go, I'll go up here, I'll visit Fountains Abbey, I may visit some other places or some unknown places. It's very much bringing all the tourism places together that while people are out racing, they go out and they visit and they are all part of, because we're this much of the actual experience. Now we deliver the race, we can do that. Of the race experience, that's where they stay, where they eat, you know, where they shop, and you know, everyone's part of that experience. So for us, a lot of work is done bringing that whole community together and going, this is what North Yorkshire can offer to the world.
And is it fair to say there's, in a way, little excuse for everyone to, well, there's no excuse for anyone to not attend, because we've got time to train, I guess, haven't we? Even for the even athletes much like ourselves.
Everyone's got to train. I'd be good. You want to work on hills, I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, absolutely, everyone's got time to train. And there is a journey, and we do a first timer pack. There's a lot of comms around the event. There's a lot of people, and I've had a lot of interest already from local groups, clubs, triathlon clubs. They're just offering advice and on the area and what to do, where to go, where to train. And that's what you want, people to come up here, you know, in the off season, in the Januaries, in your Februaries, come up and just experience this beautiful part of the country. And ride it, cycle it, run it. I wouldn't be swimming outside in January here, but definitely come June, July. You know, it's what a place to visit.
Sure, my name's Mike Holt. I'm representing a volunteer group, an organisation in Pateley Bridge called Nidderdale Plus. It's run and financed through North Yorkshire Council, and it runs volunteers, the library, and all sorts of things that help the local community.
And we're here in Pateley then at the launch event, and for a kind of a big event, isn't it? A big multi-day event next year.
Yeah.
Why are you here too? What's your involvement in that event?
Well, it's to represent the local community, to put forward questions and views of the organisers, to make sure, because every area is different, that they understand some of the uniqueness of this area, and how we might be able to help make that event run smoothly, and if we can, help them put it on.
And how do you see Pateley and the wider area then benefiting? Because it must go quite a way out then, not from just the Pateley Bridge area.
Absolutely, but we think that Pateley Bridge is the hub of Nidderdale, of course, and it is a beautiful place to be. Lots of events come here, and we like to think that we host them well. We've got a tremendous area that people can use, and also we are a community that lives off tourism, really. We're very, very blessed with a thriving high street, but it's the tourists that come to visit this area that actually make that possible, and that's why we survive. So the more events like this that can be put into place coming through here and other areas in the Dales, it just helps everybody.
That'll introduce yourself.
Councillor Derek Bastiman, Cabinet Member for Regeneration, Planning, Economic Development, Tourism Economy, Harbours and Broadband.
And we're in Pateley Bridge today then for the launch of a big event. Why is this event important to the county, and why has it got the backing of County Council?
Well, it's extremely important for the tourist economy, for Nidderdale especially, and that's what we are thinking of, because following the COVID pandemic, it's only right that every support is given to market towns, especially Pateley Bridge, Market, Malton and things like that. So we're fully behind that, and from a tourist economy, we are expecting this will bring into the area in excess of £2 million, which is a tremendous boost for not just Nidderdale, but the whole of North Yorkshire as well.
Do you see that input to be Nidderdale then, or just sort of the wider area then?
No, it will be for the wider area, and that's the most important thing. The opportunities are there with the supply chain for many to get involved. The economic benefits will prove most useful and successful for businesses, be it small businesses, large businesses, etc. But it is for them to come to us, get involved with it. We encourage you to get involved with it, because you will reap the rewards.
My name's Emma Robinson.
And we're in Pateley today in, unfortunately, the pouring rain, and we're at the launch event then for kind of an exciting event next year.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
So I'm here because I've competed in triathlon for a number of years now, right up to age group level. So I've been across the world doing competitions for my age group at GB, and I was asked to come along to help promote it. And so I've not competed professionally, I've competed at the stage down from the elites, which is age group for GB. So you have 5-year age gaps and you compete within that age range. So I've done quite a number of international competitions for the 35 to 39 age group.
And the event next year then in Pateley, it's not a triathlon, but it's a multi-day event, isn't it, with all the sort of 3 main triathlon disciplines?
Yeah.
And it's open to all levels then, so is this an event that you'll also take part in?
Hopefully, yeah, and it sounds really interesting because you can do it across the whole weekend. So you know you've got the swim, the bike and the run, but it's across different days, and it means that it gives people opportunity to compete in just one of the events if they choose, or they can challenge themselves to do the entire thing.
And is it fair to say that most triathletes have 2 events that they like and one that they're really not keen on?
Usually, yeah, and it varies, I suppose, between most people. I think some people find the swim a bit of a challenge. I came from a running background, so that's my preferred area, and I had to really learn how to ride a road bike because I'd not ridden a road bike before.
And looking at the sort of distances involved then and the time we've got to the event, are there any excuses for people not to take part, really, if they've got time to train?
Oh, definitely. A year is definitely enough time to train, yeah. Even if they choose to do the whole thing, it's long enough to train and be able to do all 3.
So the whole thing then, is that cycling 112 miles, am I
Yeah,
right?
112 miles.
And what's the running then? Is that a marathon, isn't it?
Yeah, marathon for the run and then a 2.4 mile swim, I believe.
Where is the swim then? Is that a river swim or is it a pool swim?
I think it's still in being confirmed where it's going to take place, but I believe it's going to be in one of the local reservoirs.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
No worries.